I like how they do it now. I get a big red circle, and that way I don't have to guess. All right, we are live out there. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it may be, wherever you are in the world. When you stop scrolling and hit that play button, or you came in to join us here, whether it's live on Facebook, whether you're in the Zoom room here, wherever it is that you are, we welcome you in every Sunday at 9 a.m. And we welcome people in from all over the world. This is going out to YouTube. This is going out to Facebook Live simulcast. And if you'd like to join us on Zoom, we do some visiting and some fellowship before and after the Sunday message. So just get on our newsletter. It gives you the link and the passwords and all that fun stuff to get in here and join us today. So it is the top of the hour. I am Reverend Dr. Stephen J. Kosmina coming at you this morning. And again, welcome in. I'm going to start off with today's daily word, which is free for today. It's free. Not, I don't mean that I'm giving it to you for free. I mean, the word is free. Right? It's free. But, you know, let's just go with freedom or something like that. It's free. All right, free. And our affirmation is divine wisdom, love, and strength guide me to freedom. Divine wisdom, love, and strength guide me to freedom. Allow these words to be the meditation of your heart. While I may not be able to control what is happening around me, I have the power to choose my response. Even though it may seem paradoxical, assuming complete responsibility for my reactions and choices is the key to my freedom. No one and nothing can make me feel a certain way. Living from this awareness gives me the power to create my life from the inside out. I choose my thoughts. I choose my words and actions. If I don't like what my life is showing me, I have the power to make new choices. I do not squander my spiritual freedom. Other people in worldly situations have no control over me. Taking full responsibility for my life, I am free to create my future by living from my divinity. And from 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 16, as servants of God, live as free people, yet do not use your freedom as a pretext for evil. It's a great start. I didn't look at that. And, I didn't, again, I am just letting these talks on Sunday flow out most recently. And this January, you know, everything has been so enveloped in synchronicity, really. Other things moving in. I had an idea of the direction I wanted to go in January. I wanted to serve you with an underlying reinforcement of our five unity principles, but not done in the same way that I've always done them, where I state the principle and talk about what it means. I wanted to give you some other tools, some other things that you could use in your life to make this year all about an experience for you that is desirable, that is intentionable, that you are committed to. Give you those tools, but also enable you to see the underlying principles that we talk about in unity, how they are supportive of all these things. And all these things that I've talked about is what I call the certain way. A certain way. The instructions for doing things in a certain way, which assures us that we can experience what we want to experience, that we can truly satisfy the longing and discontent that we may feel deep inside of us because we feel like we don't have what it is we want. Why? And this piece today, this free or freedom that I shared and then tossed aside here, no one can make me feel in a certain way. I get to choose what it is that I want to experience. So if we look back this month, we talked about Once we move through the white stone, we talked about the fresh start and the new beginning, and being in that energy of this January to consider all things new, all things fresh, to live from that place of freedom, unbound by the past, so we can truly step into the freshness of making a new commitment to the desires of our heart. And I invited you to think of what would that be if there were no limitations to that? And I also talked about how so many people stumble when they consider that, because they jump right to the smallness that we all sometimes feel when we come from only our humanity. We feel small. We have a big dream, and then we talked about how, oh, we moved into the mindset that that's really not possible for me, for someone like me, maybe for other people, but not me. But we talked about going into that vault, because as I invited you to think about what you want to experience and not consider the how, what we talked about last week, the vault, I just felt that that was so powerful, because we can go into this vault, that we can go into this place and connect with infinite intelligence, divine wisdom, mind with an uppercase M, and our how will be revealed. So underneath it all, we really did talk about unity principles. There is only one presence and one power active as the universe and my life. And then remember, I stopped there and I said, wait, we got to add something to that. One presence, yes, a presence that we call God that is everywhere, the allness that God is. And we talked about the power. All power is God. But it stopped short, in my humble opinion. But what about infinite intelligence and mind, divine mind, mind, which contains all wisdom, all knowing, all understanding, that we want to open ourselves up and say, yes, I am here. Be it revealed in me and through me, so I will know not only the next step to take, but guidance throughout every day of my life. So that brings us to today. So we did the fresh start, the new beginning, after we took our new name and made some decisions about the direction we want to go in our lives. And then we talked about the vault, where it will be revealed the how. And we also talked about, hey, we know some things that we could do and should do right now that'll move us into more of what it is we want to experience. Now, most of you were here, not all of you were here, but we also talked about considering some of those things that are intangible in our lives. It sometimes is about time and money freedom in our finances. It is about health and physical fitness. It is about relationships, either with that significant other or within our families and beyond, or professionally in careers and jobs and what we want to experience there, mentally, emotionally, what we want to learn. But the intangible aspects to be considered are the aspects of love. Maybe I want to experience more love for myself, for others. Maybe I want to experience more forgiveness for myself or others. So we can run through a whole list of things that we're really exploring on the inside. What is it? Is it that would fill what seems like a little bit of a hole within me, within consciousness, within my heart? Something. What is it that may seem missing? So we move to today, and I love today because I think this is one of the most powerful elements that is contained within the certain way to move you in the quickest way from where you are to where you want to be. Now, I jump right in here, but I want to stop and share something, because I had already had this whole direction go. And then when I was doing, not not yesterday, but the day before, doing my morning reading and my morning meditation and all that, I always go to my pretty beat up 365 Science of Mind for my daily reading. And lo and behold, I haven't forgotten about this for a little while, but it's my absolute favorite piece out of 365 days. And it's in perfect alignment, perfect synchronicity with what we're talking about today. I want to share that with you too, and then we'll jump into today's topic. the most powerful way you can move from where you are to where you want to be. And this piece is titled Right Action Prevails in My Affairs. So this is perfect for coming off of the vault last week. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's next. Well, because we have to take action, right? We have to participate. It's not going to just fall in our laps for us. Right action prevails my affairs. And then he quotes Mark, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verse 24, which says, Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. It's coming from the Gospel of Mark, and that is the words that are the words of Jesus, our master teacher and way shower. And he goes on to say, there could be no more explicit technique for effective prayer than this, laid down by the master himself. We actually are to believe that we already possess the object of our desire when we ask for it. We are to accept it, even as we believe in the harvest that follows the spring planting. Therefore, every spring should be one of hope, every harvest one of fulfillment. We must learn to accept the good we desire and affirm its presence in our experience. Realizing that there is a law of good that governs my affairs, I loose every thought of doubt, fear, or uncertainty and accept the good that I desire here and now, realizing that this law of good not only knows how to create, but must contain within itself all the details of its own creation. I let go of the need to say how my good shall come and accept the perfect answer today. Feeling a deep sense of gratitude and joy because of this, I live enthusiastically and with calm and happy anticipation of more good yet to come. And because there is no sense of strain in this, I relax in quiet contentment, while at the same time realizing what the law of good does for me, it must do through me. I declare that I not only know what to do, but I am impelled to act, to move objectively. I move into a greater sphere of action and life also with complete certainty, calm confidence, and limitless trust. Today, everything of good in my experience is reanimated, reborn, and increased. Gladly, I accept this and place no limit on the divine givingness. Wow. I think that's so powerful. And that's what we're talking about today, is to move ourselves into a state, the state of positive expectancy, which is really adjusting our frequency, moving to that frequency of positive expectancy. And to me personally, I think it's moving a step, a degree, maybe a notch or two up. I like to call that notch the slight edge above belief, certainly past trust and hope, and even past faith and belief, to that positive expectancy. No, this is what I intend for my new year. This is what I want to create. This is what I want to experience. And I've done the work. I've cooperated with the law of specificity, and I see the picture in my mind and I'm holding it there. And I know that it is done to me. It is done through me. It has been created because I have painted that picture and I am moving into it now. I am committed to it. So I expect this to show up with no doubt, no fear, no limitation, just like we heard in this piece today. We have to sustain that state of positive expectancy. We have to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that what we have created on the invisible canvas of our mind is for us to experience in our lives. You know, William James, the founder of American psychology and author of the book As a Man Thinketh, said, the one thing that will guarantee the successful conclusion of the doubtful undertaking is faith in the beginning that you can do it. And then in another place, we can find the words of William James that says, your belief at the beginning of a doubtful undertaking is the one thing that assures the successful outcome of any venture. So you could say positive expectancy is synonymous with faith and belief, and it is. And it's important to remember its place when it comes to the law of cause and effect. We don't escape the laws of cause and effect. Cause produces an effect. When it comes to expectancy, faith, and belief, we have to do one thing. We have to remember that the polar opposite of the state of positive expectancy, the polar opposite, which is a negative state, is true as well. And there is where we draw in undesirable results because we step into that place so often. We don't maintain and sustain that frequency. See, this is the element of doing things in a certain way. So many people say, well, it didn't happen for me. I assure you, you can make a quantum leap when it comes to your own personal desires, whatever it is, whatever you have identified that you would like to experience more of in your life. Absolutely, you can. So these initial messages in January have all been intended to help you begin your fresh start and new beginning. Now, I think it's absolutely absurd that you hang a do not disturb sign on your door, yet somebody knocks anyway. So that's what's taking place right now. So excuse me if I get a little distracted here. But let's go back to, because there were some comments. Let's mix in some metaphysics too this year. I really believe hearing the words from our master teacher and way shower, Jesus, I really believe the reason for his being here and for so many of these teachings is found in John 10:10. You hear me often quote, but we don't necessarily hear it from mainstream, groups. And in John 10, it says, the thief approaches with malicious intent, looking to steal, to slaughter, and destroy. These are the words of Jesus in the Gospel of John. He follows that and says, I came to give life with joy and abundance. Another version, the thief comes only in order to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they might have and enjoy life and have it in abundance. Other version says, so that I am come in order that you, hearing these words, might have life in all its fullness. Well, let's think about that. I am come. I am the indwelling Christ. Again, I'm feeding you our unity principles in a slightly different way. Our second unity principle says our essence is of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. This God essence is called the Christ. It's also called the I am presence. I am come that you may have life. I am that presence, that divinity that is our essence that resides within all of us and consciousness, that place void of the trappings of ego and the input from the world around us is that place that we can go to. I am coming into this awareness that all things are possible through this essence that I am, over and over and over again. You want to talk about some more metaphysics just real quick? How often do we say, hey, this is the day the Lord has made. I rejoice and be glad in it, right? We talk about the Lord of our being. We talk about one of the favorite ones I have on on my cards is, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Okay, wait upon the Lord. Let's just look at that metaphysically real quick. We look at Charles Fillmore. We look at the teachings of Neville Goddard. They're in alignment. The Lord, the I am, the Christ is our essence, is the center of us. Lord in revealing word, metaphysical meaning of Lord, the activity of the spiritual I am as the ruling consciousness. Isn't that something I always talk about? We don't abandon our ego and personality. We just move our ego and personality to the place that it bows, it relinquishes first place, first seat to the I am consciousness, the ruling consciousness, the Christ of our being. The Lord God of the scriptures is Christ. Continuing with Charles Fillmore, the Lord God of the scriptures is Christ, the spiritual man, our divine consciousness, the creative power within us. Creative power within us. Doesn't that take on some new meaning for you? This is the day the Lord has made. If we look to some of the writers like Florence Scovel Shinn in The Word is Your Wand, we interchange, she instructs us to interchange Lord with law. We can do both. Lord with law. The law, this is the day the Lord has made. Well, law, if I've created this day. It's the sum total of all my past dominant thoughts, which have brought me to here and now. So that being the case and that being true, that means I can hold and sustain the state of positive expectancy of what I want to move into my experience, and it must be so. So I hold on to that with the power of strength, the spiritual power of strength, and I don't let go. I love going a little bit deeper too, especially looking at my one card here, and then I'll get on a little bit more about this frequency, but I love this stuff. But they that wait upon the Lord. Most people look at just the word wait, and I know what wait means, but check this out. I just did this right before we came on and I wasn't going to put this in here because I don't want to go too long, but wait. This is from Merriam-Webster. This is not a spiritual dictionary. It's the dictionaries we all grew up with, right? Wait says to stay in a place of expectation. As an intransitive verb, to remain stationary in readiness or expectation. It doesn't mean just sit there and do nothing. It means you are to right? But they that wait upon the Lord, and we found wait was used in a different way back then. State of positive expectation. Wow. To me, extremely powerful to know that there is such deep meaning in all these things that we hear and that we study, and it's all supportive of what Jesus said he was here to do. I came, I am come, because the divinity in me is the divinity in you. I am come so that you may have life in abundance, so that your joy may be complete, so that you may experience the desires of your heart when you're in alignment with a certain way, which means that the desires of your heart that would satisfy any longing and discontent is a valid desire, as long as they're not anything that would include harm to anyone else or yourself. So we get to this place, we get to the how, to that vault, and we apprehend the how, we get that guidance for each next step, and then we get to this place, and we know that, hey, I did my work. I made my list. I checked it twice. I know what I want to experience more of. I want more in 2024, and I'm going to do this thing. But we have to do this. We have to maintain that slight edge, that, just a little bit, couple notches up the dial to it, to maintain that frequency of positive expectancy in our life. We want to know what it is, our big dream goal. We want to break it down to bite-sized pieces for today. I did this with one of our clients yesterday, just had a big dream for September. I said, breaking it down. Let's breaking it down to the hour. What do you got to do this hour to have this experience by September? And this is what we do. We break it down to bite-sized pieces. We go to the vault. We said, I am open to receive my next step. Take whatever comes in and act upon it. God cannot fail. And just know that anything less than positive expectancy is going backwards. I like RMS. It just has a ring to it, probably because I was in the music speakers and things like music industry, and speakers have an RMS rating. RMS, remain, maintain, sustain, remain in a state of positive expectancy, thought, word, and action, right? And all of this precedes the law of attraction. See, we don't talk too much about the law of attraction here because when I do talk about it, I talk about the laws that precede the law of attraction. 7 key laws when we're talking about moving something into our experience. But the state of positive expectancy is in alignment with what we want to experience. And again, it works both ways when we're talking about attraction principles, because we're stepping out in a state of positive expectation that has an influence on the thoughts we think, the words we speak, and the actions that we take. And we want to make sure that all three of those are in alignment, right? Because we can have those thoughts. That's why this is beyond a positive mental attitude, which is a good thing to have. I'm not knocking it, but we have positive expectation when it comes to our thoughts. What do we do with our words? What are our actions saying? Let's just use an example of weight release. Okay. I've been working on that for the last part of last year. Been successful at it, but I can't move into a state of positive expectation just in my thoughts to start my day, do some affirmations, do some visualizations. I'm good to go. And then I step out into the world and tell everybody how big I am. You have to align thought, word, and action, everything that you take. And you have to support your positive expectation with affirmation. Find some. I talk often about my cards here that I use. I'm using them since I started talking to them again. I'm using them every single day when it comes to positive expectation this day. I love this. When I expect the best, and I do by remaining in a state of positive expectation, I release a magnetic force in my mind, which by a law of attraction brings the best to me always. You are influencing your frequency one way or another by maintaining, sustaining RMS, a state of positive expectation, or you're doing the opposite. If you maintain a state and we don't probably want to say it, but if you maintain a state of negative expectation, which means to stay in that place of worry, doubt, fear, here it comes again. Oh boy, that's my luck. Wouldn't you know it? Yeah, you're going to hit the fan again. What are you doing? You're moving into that state of negative expectation. You're influencing your frequency. This is so important. I want to just share a few words here as we start to wind down here. These are words by Paul J. Meyer, brilliant, brilliant man in the world of performance, productivity, and this thing we call positive expectation. He says positive expectancy or belief, when it is the basis for purposeful action, brings you whatever you desire. Positive expectancy creates sort of an unrest. It sets up an inspirational dissatisfaction with the status quo, with remaining the same. He says positive expectancy transforms you into a self-starter. Positive expectancy pushes you to develop your potential. Positive expectancy inspires you to use your imagination and creativity. Positive expectancy impels you to take purposeful action. Positive expectancy produces determination. Positive expectancy forces you to improve and to change. Positive expectancy enables you to gain the slight edge. And I want to wind this down here, talking about the words that we find in the Apostle Paul's writings in Scripture, Paul's letter to the Romans. I love the writings of Paul, but I came across this looking for something else. and it's supportive of everything we talked about. If it's not real obvious to you, we'll break it down, the metaphysics of this as well. In Romans 8, verse 19 to 21, it says, "For the creation waits." Here's our word wait again, remember? "For the creation waits in eager expectation." I didn't change these around. Romans 8, 19 to 21. "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God." This is talking about action, reaction. For the creation waits. We've created it. You hear me say it all the time. We've created it on the screen of our mind, the desires of our heart. This is what it looks like. Yes, this will satisfy the longing and discontent I feel. For creation waits, an eager expectation for the children of God. Who's the children of God? We are. That divine I am, sacred, holy presence that we are made of. You know, all this positive expectation, moving something into our field of experience, is our third unity principle. We are creators with God, creating our reality through thoughts held in mind. All right, these are the tools we use. We talk about those in the fourth unity principle. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Creation. We've created what we want to experience, the children of God to be revealed. What does that mean? That means we're coming forward. We're taking cuts in line in front of the ego and personality that's been conditioned by the world and told us, no, we can't have that. No, we're not good enough. No, we're not smart enough. No, you don't know how. For the children of God to be revealed. So we can read this a little bit backwards. Once we are revealed and stand in that revelation of the Christ presence, our essence, creation is there. It's waiting. The gift has already been given. We have been responded to just by having the desire and creating it on the screen of our mind. For the creation was subjected to frustration. So if the creation, the picture, the image, the desire, the vision would speak, this piece is saying it's there, but it's frustrated. Not by its choice, not by anything the vision did, but by the will of the one who subjected it. That means us, subjectively within. It's frustrated. The vision is frustrated because we frustrate it by not accepting it. But it's hoping that it will be liberated from its bondage to decay. What does that mean? You can have the vision. If you don't take action, if you don't move into it, if you don't remain in that state of positive expectation, it will decay. It won't come to fruition. It'll just fall away like perhaps year after year it has done before. It's waiting. It's waiting. With positive expectation, the creation wants to be brought to its freedom, like we heard about today. Its freedom. If creation, what we've created on the screen of our mind, had its own personality, it's waiting and it wants to be brought into that freedom, like was trapped in there. I want to express in this world. Jesus told you, I'm here. I am come so that you may have life and have it more abundantly. It's glorious, children of God. I love that. All right. I invite you all, since we're out of time and you know I could keep going on this. Let's just do a brief meditation today. I'm going to take another synchronistic piece that came up in a daily word and make it into a brief meditation here because we're at the bottom of the hour. Hope you enjoyed this piece today. Let's close our outer eyes and take a deep breath and acknowledge this state of positive expectation that we can all have when we live centered, rooted, and grounded in the goodness of God and the Christ presence we all are. That is our essence. Let's move into this place and remain in this place and sustain this place. Now, let us simply affirm, I am. I am. And do this with an energy of thanksgiving. I am abundantly blessed and so very, very grateful. I am abundantly blessed and so very, very grateful. And what does that mean, to be blessed and to feel blessed? It's a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for my family, my dear ones, those very dear to me in my life, and even my life circumstances, wherever I am, because I strive to see the good in it, in all of it, because it is there. It may not appear that way sometimes, but it is there because God is there. It's realizing I am filled with divine life. I am made of divine life. I am divine life expressing, pushing out into visibility, embraced by divine love, guided by divine light. Feel the goodness of God at my center. I count my blessings and realize how amazing it is to simply be me, spiritual being with unlimited potential. As I affirm my gifts and talents, I heed the call to do good work, to do good things, to spread love, to be a light in the world, be a person whom others want to be around, and to act as confident, a confident and caring presence in the world. Today, I open my heart to the blessings of God and pause for a moment. I don't focus on the past or the future. Instead, I enjoy this moment for what it is. This time, immersed and saturated in the holy sacred presence of God. I am grateful for this connection and the blessings that help me make my unique mark upon the world, that allow me to experience the desires of my heart, that allow me to maintain a state of positive expectation, knowing that as I do all these things through Christ, which strengthens me, become very attractive, all the desires of my heart. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. All right, since I am flying solo, stay with me here. I just want to make sure there's no comments. If there are out there in social media land, just know that I've been managing this myself. We're good. You're welcome there, Jody. Thank you for being here and looking in. Thank you all for being here and looking in. We're going to put the social media feed so those of us on Zoom can visit and share any comments we might have. So hang with me here, but I want to thank everybody for looking in wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Every Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Time, same time, Chicago or Houston, right here, and Morning Inspiration, 7 days a week on our Facebook page. Thank you for being here. God bless you.